Most people think life feels confusing because life is complicated. But most of the time, it feels confusing because you don't actually see what's shaping your behavior. You can wake up with good intentions, tell yourself today will be different, and still end up doing the same things you did yesterday. You plan to be productive, but you waste time. You tell yourself you won't react the same way, but you do. You say you're going to change something, and somehow nothing changes. A lot of people feel stuck like this, not because they're lazy, not because they don't care, and not because they don't want a better life. They just don't understand why things keep going the way they always go. You see it with procrastination. You know you should start something, but you keep putting it off. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. You see it with habits. Things you told yourself you'd stop doing, but you still do them. You see it with emotions. You get irritated faster than you want to. You overthink things you wish you could ignore. You react in ways that don't even make sense to you until after the moment passes. You see it with situations. Staying in something longer than you should. Not speaking up when you know you should. Not making a move even when you know you want to. And after a while, it starts to feel like life is just happening to you. Days go by, weeks go by, sometimes years go by, and nothing really changes the way you thought it would. It feels random, and messy, and confusing. But most of the time, it's not random at all. Life feels confusing when you don't understand the forces influencing your behavior. Your actions, your reactions, your habits, and your decisions are not random. Even the things you do without thinking have reasons behind them. The problem is, most of those reasons are happening so fast and so automatically that you don't notice them while they're happening. So it feels like things just happen, like you don't know why you said that, like you don't know why you avoided that, you don't know why you reacted that way. And when you can't see what's causing your behavior, life starts to feel unpredictable. One of the biggest reasons for that is how automatic most reactions are. Most of the time, you don't sit there carefully deciding what to do. You just react. Something happens and your response is already there. You get annoyed before you can even think about it. You avoid something before you even realize you're avoiding it. You say yes when you meant to say no. You grab your phone without thinking. You scroll without thinking. It happens instantly. Your mind catches up after. Thinking comes after. Your explanation comes after. And then you tell yourself, I chose that. But a lot of the time, you didn't really choose. You reacted. You think you're making decisions, but most of the time, you're responding to what you feel in the moment. And feelings change things more than people realize. Your mood changes how you act. Stress changes what you choose. Comfort keeps you doing the same things. If something feels familiar, you stay with it. If something feels uncomfortable, you avoid it. Not because you decided to, but because that's what feels easier. You stay in the same routines. You do what you've always done. You go back to what you know, even when you say you want something different. So your life doesn't end up being shaped by what you say you want. It ends up being shaped by what you repeat. And when the same reactions keep happening, the same choices keep happening, and the same habits keep happening, the results keep looking the same too. That's another reason life can feel random when it really isn't. Patterns run in the background all the time. You don't see them while they're happening. you only see the outcome. You notice the problem again. You see the mistake again. You notice the same situation again. But you didn't see all the small things that led to it. So it feels unpredictable. It feels like bad luck. It feels like chaos. But a lot of the time, it's the same reactions, the same habits, the same choices, playing out over and over again. The same problems every year, the same arguments, the same patterns, the same results. When you don't see the patterns, life feels like chaos. Most people never notice this. They think life is confusing. They think they don't have enough motivation. They think they lack discipline. They think something is wrong with them. So they try harder. They push more. They blame themselves. But the real issue isn't that they don't care. It isn't that they don't want better. It's that they don't see what's shaping their behavior in the first place. And when you can't see what's influencing you, you can't really understand why things keep happening the way they do. But once you start paying attention, even a little, life starts to make more sense. Not because life suddenly changes, and not because everything becomes easy, but because you start to notice what's actually happening while it's happening. You start to see why you react the way you do, why you repeat the same things, why certain situations keep showing up. And when you see that, life doesn't feel random anymore. Life doesn't feel confusing because it's random. It feels confusing because you don't see the patterns shaping it. And once you start seeing those patterns, everything starts to make more sense.